I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And in this video, we're going to be talking to you about I lost myself, my ex, and my identity.
It's losing everything in a breakup.
It feels like you've lost everything during a breakup, and it's so overwhelming in so many different ways because, you know, especially if you're surprised by it, it's like your life just comes crashing down. And everything that you thought you knew is just ending, and you just feel so desperate.
Right. And a lot of times we tie our identity with our partner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we end up liking some of the same things they do. We have our own set of inside jokes with them. We share certain values. Mm-hmm. So when the relationship ends, it feels like a part of us dies with it.
Yeah. And then it's like you don't even like your life anymore. You're angry at yourself, you're beating yourself up because you feel like I made so many mistakes, I prioritized things that aren't very important, and now I've lost somebody that I love. Mm-hmm. And then you start to think about, oh, I was neglectful because I used to do this thing, or I used to enjoy that hobby, and now they couldn't take it anymore and they left. And then you realize those things don't mean anything to me. And then it just makes you feel worse.
Yeah.
So we've got a really good email coaching today. This is somebody who sent in a success story that was going through the breakup, going through what you're feeling, and they're doing much better. Okay? I really like this one. Pay close attention to all the changes that he makes as this goes on and expresses how different he is than when he was in the relationship. And that's why we tell you guys, you have to do the work while you're in no contact. The more you work at personal growth, healing your attachment issues, learning skills to be a better partner, the better off you're going to be for when your ex returns or if you find somebody else. Because not all of us are meant to get back with our ex, right? Many of you are in situations that were unhealthy or that weren't going good, and the partner just wasn't living up to what you need in life. And so sometimes we have to move forward, and it's hard to hear that.
Yeah, and a breakup really is one of those moments where you start to reevaluate everything. You know, you reevaluate what the relationship was, you reevaluate who you are. So it sounds like in a part of this, you know, maybe I'm stepping ahead, but it sounds like there's some self-discovery that was made.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Victoria hasn't seen the email yet. I just got it actually today. And if you have a success story, you can always email us on the website. And you just put a success story in the subject heading so we know to take a look at it. And we can sometimes use those for videos like we're doing today. Mm-hmm. So they said, "Hi, Coach Craig. Although I haven't booked any coaching call with you, I have been a huge fan of your work." Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. And especially when you guys share our work with friends and family, that means a lot to us, right?
Mm-hmm. And we love being able to help out in whatever way we can, whether it is videos, a coaching call, the courses. You know, we like being able to have some sort of an impact in your life.
Absolutely, because we know how tough it is.
Mm-hmm.
They said, "I am extremely grateful for what you do for us, especially when it comes to the creative healing course. Whether it be learning about attachment theory, understanding my anxious attachment style, my ex's fearful avoidant attachment style, etc., I have been watching your videos since 2020, and since then, I have been doing my best to apply what I have learned through your videos, the workbooks, and the course itself. To give some context, I am 22. Could you imagine being 22 and learning the stuff in the course? I mean, honestly.
Yeah, there's people that are 3 times that age that are, you know, figuring it out, which is okay at whatever age you can start to learn and make these changes. But it's great, obviously, earlier because you realize so much.
I wish I knew this stuff at 22.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's unbelievable because you really set yourself apart from everybody else that's dating out there when you know this stuff, like in the workbooks or the course and stuff like that. It just keeps you from making a lot of mistakes and doing things to turn people off.
And likewise, it keeps you protected. You know, if you're able to pick up on stuff
Great
that
point.
other people can't, you know, it's a good thing.
You're able to weed out the people that aren't good for you. And you can do it quick.
Right.
Once you know attachment theory, as well, like we know and we teach, you're going to be able to weed out bad partners right away so you don't get attached to them and don't get hurt. So they said, to give some context, I am 22 and a recent college graduate. My ex, on the other hand, is 30. Pretty big age gap there. Before coming across your creative healing course, I have been going through probably the worst breakup that I have ever been in out of my 3 relationships. Especially when it was your very first intimate/sexual relationship. I was with my ex from the months of August of 22 to June of this year. When I lost my ex, it felt like I lost a part of myself and my identity. It felt like I completely forgot who I was. And isn't that true? Because you're so obsessed about where they're at, what they're doing, who they're with, if they're coming back. You're so focused on them that you completely lose sight of yourself and your own experiences and what you're going through.
Right. And sometimes for those who are more anxiously attached, you can start to change even what you like and some of your decisions based on your partner to make them happy and to make sure they don't leave. And so, you know, it can be really hard to connect back with your desires and what you want after a breakup when you've been really living in a relationship for what your partner wants.
Absolutely. So, and then just it magnifies when you're going through the breakup. As if I was stabbed in the heart, and unfortunately, your videos were not enough for me at the time, which is why I went ahead and purchased your creative healing course. Since then, I have been dedicating myself to that course, and if I am going to be honest, the therapeutic homework helped me conquer my attachment wounds and connect with my subconscious. And actually, one of the things we did early on in the course is tackle the unconscious, right? Because so much of what we do, we are unaware of. And that's why we did the art therapy activities to really help you deal with unconscious issues that you're not aware of and get to a good place. This allowed me to learn about healthy habits, boundaries. That was your, that was where you went a little wild in the course.
I mean, it was important though. I don't regret it.
Well, I think that was in like section 5.
Yeah.
Coach Victoria was doing so much with boundaries. I'm like, hold on.
I mean, if you think about it, there's so many different areas of your life where that can be helpful.
Yeah.
And for somebody who didn't grow up having, you know, at least some knowledge on how to set a boundary, what a boundary is, and not having your boundaries respected, it is so important. So.
Yeah, you can see she's still passionate about it.
I am passionate about it, Craig, okay?
All right, let's go on. I calmed her down with the boundaries, okay? She was getting out of control.
He didn't call me.
You're still probably working on stuff with boundaries.
I am.
Behind the scenes.
There's a secret course. No, I'm kidding.
Expressing my needs and effective communication. Prior to purchasing your course, I was stuck in an endless cycle of blaming myself. My friends called me the world's leading expert for blaming myself for a reason, and if I am going to be honest with myself, I was not a good partner for my ex. This is important. You might find yourself in this situation, right? I was self-centered. I overstepped boundaries. Look, you got him reined in with boundaries. You did it.
I got him.
Took her for granted. Broke her trust when I told my close friends about her sexual trauma when I was trying to get help. And the worst part was self-sabotaging the relationship. And some of these issues are because he was unconsciously aware of them, like maybe sabotaging things. And some of it is probably because he was very anxious and didn't know how to soothe himself. And this is why he was self-centered and overstepping boundaries and stuff like that. But that's why you have to work through these things.
And good for him for being able to be aware of it, but also to be able to tell us in this email. You know, it takes a lot of vulnerability to be able to look at your own mistakes, own them, and say them out loud. So, you know,
Absolutely.
You can see that he's done some work to be able to admit that.
Yeah, and he wanted me to make a video about the situation, so he's putting that out there for people. Without a shadow of a doubt, I have failed this relationship, and to this day, I still blame myself for the breakup. But this was a wake-up call, because had I not taken the initiative to do the personal growth, I would not be able to provide you a success story. As of writing this, I am now in a much healthier relationship with someone who supports my growth and helps me become a better version of myself. That doesn't mean the mission is over, though. I will be putting myself on 9-month probation. Good, he's listening. And will continue to do the creative healing course. Even if this wasn't the ending I wanted, such as getting back with my ex, I still thank you from the bottom of my heart for transforming my life. Margaret will certainly be proud. Many thanks, Justin. So that was a really great success story. And some of you may still be in a place where you don't see this as a success story, right? Everybody sees it differently depending upon where you're at in your situation. You may get to a place eventually where you see yourself in a similar place, and that the growth that you've done may lead you to finding a better partner like he did. Now, he's still stuck somewhat and still hurting and still blaming himself, but he's in a much better place than he would be had he not done the work. And now he's got a partner that is really showing him how to be a great partner, and she's being a great partner for him as of when he wrote this. So that's a success story in my book.
Yeah, and just the fact that he's gotten this far. I will give him a lot of props for being able to be aware, like I said, of his own issues and to be able to talk about it. I think that is a huge step. When you really think about it, it is a life task. You know, he's doing this now at 20-something years old, and these changes are going to affect him for the rest of his life. So yes, there's still hurt and pain from a breakup, but this in my eyes is also a success, you know, because he's taking that hurt and pain and, you know, investing into himself, focusing on himself.
You guys have to understand that the course is very specialized to helping be therapeutic for you regarding breakups, and that's why it's so unique that there's nothing out there like that creative healing course. I mean, I talked to somebody today that they were talking to me about the story of your life activity, right, which is like 40 pages long in itself.
Yeah.
And I was a little surprised, but he said so far that has been his favorite thing in the course. Actually, you did a call with this client. We talked about him earlier.
Oh, okay.
So, there are many activities in there that are really going to help you process the breakup. The art activities, some of them are about helping you process the breakup and heal so you can get to a good place where you feel confident again.
Yeah, and think about it almost like a gym membership. You know, you're going to get out of it what you put in. And we can see the percentage of how many people complete the course. This thing is a monster, okay? There's a lot of information. Our best advice is for you to stay consistent with it and keep going. Now, I know sometimes it can be overwhelming, take breaks when you need, but always come back and continue that work.
Absolutely. It's going to pay off regardless what happens with your ex. And that's the great thing about what we're trying to help you do, is that this helps you get your ex back in a very therapeutic, confident way. Or if they don't come back, you're going to be in a great place emotionally, mentally, work through a lot of your stuff, and you're going to be in a much better place to be a great partner for somebody else. And if somebody else comes along in your life that's even better for you, you're going to blow them away. Right?
Exactly.
So, great success story. We love to hear these. You can always send us yours on the website. And of course, if you want to get our help personally, you can do that on my website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Victoria is also available for Skype coaching.
I'm here whenever you're ready to talk.
Just click on her name to schedule with her. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And we will talk with you soon.